All right, everyone, welcome to our first AMA session. Long time coming, so we're very excited to finally get this out to you guys. We appreciate everyone that took the time to ask us a question and just wanting to get to know us a little bit more. With that being said, we're going to hop right into it with our first question from AP. He asks, will C-1 be the end of Glitchy BlockOwls or the end of owls created by Ctoy?
Yeah, so actually what it means, so C-1 will be the last part of chapter 1, which has a focus on the glitchy BlockOwls. So yes, it will be the end of glitchy BlockOwls, but only in terms of that we will not create more NFTs with the glitchy BlockOwls. The next chapters, they will get superpowers, so then it will be called something else and not glitchy BlockOwls. Yeah.
Perfect. I'm excited to get there for sure. So we're for all of you that may be new to our community and just just joining us within the past couple of weeks, we truly are just getting started with our project. So if anyone did feel like they joined and are late because our mint is just around the corner, we truly are just as a project just getting started. So all of you that are new and finally here with us, welcome. We're stoked to have you. Next question from AP. Are there plans for chapters 3 and 4? I think this one's kind of easy to answer just because our roadmap does have out to chapter 3. Want to address chapter 4?
Maybe Kanitsky, maybe you want to say something about this one?
Yeah, why not? About 3 and 4, chapter 3 and 4, we don't really have anything set out. We have an idea, of where we want to go, but we are community driven as well. So it's important for you guys to know that you can contribute as well to this, and that's what makes it all so much more fun. So no, we don't really know where 3 and 4 was going to happen there. We have some ideas, but yeah, it would be nice to see some contributions in that as well, because we're community driven and we want to do this together, obviously. So yeah, no, we have no idea yet.
Yeah, and just to shoot in some words, so we want to explore more with utility and gamification and interactivity before we kind of reveal any plans for those chapters, because it's still so far into the future and we have so much time to think. So I think it's better to use that time to actually test different directions and then reveal the actual plans.
That's very correct. Like chapter 1 was a pretty slow chapter. From chapter 2, things will go faster and faster, and that's where we also want to look into utility. But utility will only be implemented when it makes sense. We're not just gonna create a Hoot coin because it sounds cool or it can create hype or whatsoever. No, when we create something like this, it has to make sense and it has to be part of the ecosystem we want to build. So we are looking into utility. We have been discussing a lot about utility, and this is something that will come soon. We actually are also in talks with a dev that might join us, so more on that later. But we're definitely looking into this utility because, yeah, it's exciting, obviously, but it has to make sense to us. So yeah, that's what we can expect the coming months.
Awesome, guys. I know all of our communities very looking forward to that. So thank you for addressing some of those future plans. Continuing off of some of the AP questions, he asks us, was there the Adadadda Meta piece a foreshadowing of anything to come?
Yeah, so so Spacetime Meta, they reached out to us and asked for a collaboration before they dropped their mint. And I really like the idea of bringing all the metaverses together, like into a some kind of portal place with different portals, which are those planets. And so it caught my attention, and I really wanted to collaborate with them, and they taught me a lot about how to create a metaverse, and it's all about that for us right now. We're trying to learn as much as possible. So I think they were really great at explaining the concept of creating a metaverse in different scales, you know. So and they had a lot of experience when it comes to coding, and they knew what kind of resources we needed to develop a metaverse, and it was very valuable for us. But at the moment, we are not building a metaverse. I know that some people are thinking that, but of course, the future will bring a lot of cool stuff. But this chapter has been, like Kanetsky said, it's been a slow chapter with focus on building this story, and let's see where it takes us. Yeah.
Love that. Building off of that question, will there be any more collab inspired pieces, for example, like the Tygar Owls?
Is that something you guys want? Drop it in feedback.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So the Tygar collaboration was very special because he meant a lot to us from day one. He kind of started this project together with us. Although he's not on the team, but he's a very important piece. So I felt it was very natural to do a kind of small tribute collection for him to show appreciation. And he still means a lot to us, and we're working very closely. So we're preparing this mint at the moment, so talking to him almost every day, or Kanetsky is doing that. I'm kind of in the background now, working on the video.
Yeah, I think if anyone in our community ever has any suggestions about any kind of collaborations, or what kind of owls they'd like to see, we're always open to taking that feedback from you in our feedback channel and within Discord. So please don't ever hesitate to give us some ideas. Moving forward with our next question, so this one's relating to this upcoming season. How many unique designs and how many unique animations will there be in C-1?
Maybe Phil could answer this one if you have the data.
Yeah, I actually just looked it up because I didn't want to screw up my answer.
On Google, yeah?
Yeah, I just googled how many. It's 32 owls. You got 7 animation bases, and then all the mythics are custom, so they have their own. Which leads us to 11.
11, right?
Yeah, I think it's 11 in total.
Yeah, so 11 different animations, 32 different owls.
And some variation within the animations as well.
Yes, some have been customized to fit the owls in some regard. But yeah, no, it's going to be good. It's a lot of cool stuff that's been made, so I'm really pumped to get them out to you.
Last question from AP. Are there any plans for an animated series? I know that's been on a lot of people's minds. If not, is there something that we've discussed? If not, would you be open to it?
Yeah. So this is actually our main goal, or my personal main goal.
Spoiler alert.
I think the creative team would like that to happen. We are very ambitious artists. We have a lot of time in the industry. I think we have about 70 years in total or something.
Yeah, between all of you.
So yeah, so we've been working a lot with commercial productions, and but still we haven't worked a lot with series or movies. I know
Or long
that's
formats.
no, and
Because
Sander he has experienced with shorts and some series, and he actually got in touch with a very well-known producer here in Norway, which has a lot of great contacts with the big names, Netflix and HBO and all those. So we went to this producer to pitch our concept, which is BlockOwls, a couple of months ago, and they really liked it. They were kind of blown away by all the work we have done and the concept in general, and actually this blockchain aspect of the project as well. So we are going to continue this conversation, mostly to learn more about the field and how to reach that goal. And yeah, to make a series, you need a big team, and that's serious business. So we have to learn a lot about the way to get there, because it's a long road. But yes, we want to get there sometime.
So exciting to hear. I think all of our community, just hearing that is stoked, because personally, I know I've, every trailer video that we put out, I watch almost 100 times each, and I'm showing everyone that will possibly watch it, so I'm waiting for something longer. Would be amazing, just to, that would be incredible. So that's very exciting. That concludes all of the AP questions. So thank you, AP, for all the questions that you did submit to us. Moving on,
he has a couple that comes a little bit later. He's not done yet.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Nah.
Should I just say that again?
No, just keep going. This is funny.
Okay, SBD. Yes, just to zoom out a bit, where do you see BlockOwls as a project going in the next couple of years? So we kind of addressed some of that within some of the AP's questions. They say, I know we have a roadmap, but have the team's plans evolved since creating the roadmap? As to what else might be in the works for the project as a whole would be great to know. Kind of jumping off of some of what we talked about with AP.
Yeah, it's a very, very broad question, so it's hard to really tell all these things when it's still a long way forward. But like Kent already said, it's a big dream of us to make animations, whether it's a BlockOwls series or a movie. And next to that, we're all big fans of games, so obviously we're looking into this as well. But these are just dreams, they are not promises. So we have to be patient, because these things are not built in 1, 2, 3. We need patience, and we're definitely looking forward to that adventure with you, all of you guys. It's just that it's gonna take a while, obviously. So we're first gonna look into utility, like we said before, and in the end, it's the journey that counts, not the destination. So let us all enjoy the journey, and the destination. We can all agree what we all want. We all fell in love with these BlockOwls the moment we saw them. We all realized that there is a huge potential in here, and we all want the same. We want the same, whether it's an animated series or games and etc. But generally, we just want to create a strong brand, a little bit like Angry Birds, but just better, and that is going in several directions. So let us enjoy the ride, and we'll see.
Beautifully said, brother. I like that.
Yeah, I really liked your answer as well. but it's really hard to set a precise roadmap because the space is evolving so fast. So you never know what
Wow.
kind of technology you have available in, let's say, in a half a year from now, or a year from now, 10 years from now. So you want to keep it very flexible because we want to adapt to the space and what the community says and wants. So we don't want to make all the decisions. We just make kind of like we're pointing in a direction just to show that we're here to stay and we have plans, but those plans may be different from time to time because of course for the better. um, yeah, that's why we don't want to make any promises either. So
Yeah, and we always want to make sure that when we make the right decision and that we do it the right way. We're very careful with what we promise and what we do in order so it can be the best as possible. So we rather under promise and over deliver than the other way around.
True.
yeah.
Said, Ron AF Pixels asks, when Owl land?
Yeah, so I guess he refers to a metaverse.
My guess.
Imagine that means metaverse stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Already
yeah.
has-
So,
I think
so
our
like I
biggest thing
said,
was
we're not building a metaverse at the moment, and there's so many ways to approach the metaverse. You can kind of create your own from scratch, which is for us would be a waste of time because we are not developers. We have to focus on what we're good at, and then we could, of course, bring in other projects who are experts on that field, or we could hire people to do that, or we just allow our community or our NFT holders to use the BlockOwls as avatars in existing metaverses, either as avatars or maybe pets or anything. So
Yeah.
I think it's all up to the community what they want. But yeah, you
think
can
it'd be-
approach the metaverse in many different ways.
Yeah. For me personally, I think it would be amazing, you know, because I think in the future I don't know if there's just going to be one metaverse. You know what I mean? Like I think there's going to be multiple different ones that people use that you know everyone's going to have a preference, and I think that's the biggest thing is you know we want to have a healthy competition out there in terms of what is offered. So I think our biggest play, you know, for the metaverse is like you just said, Ken, is making our assets compatible with the metaverse. So that's just basically at this point seeing what those compatibilities are. You know, once we get those stipulations, those guidelines for, you know, Pavia, here's what you need to deploy an asset in Pavia. Here's what you need for cornucopias to deploy an asset. So, you know, same for clay. So, I think, like you said, like our biggest thing is how do we get into as many metaverses as possible, not to create our own.
Yeah, totally agree.
So keep going on with the future kind of questions from Ding Dong. He asks, would there be a BlockOwls token?
That's a
Well,
Glitchy.
only if it makes sense. So when certain things come into process, what we already discussed a little bit before, then the coin can come into handy as well. But we're only gonna do that when it makes sense. So we are thinking about it. We find it a very interesting something, and when we can utilize it in an ecosystem, then it's definitely something we can apply, obviously.
Our next question comes from Armad Lunar Loner. He asks us, talk about core values and what you want to accomplish as a brand within 3, 5, and 10 years. A great question.
Do you want me to reply it, or you go, Taylor?
Yeah, you go, Taylor.
Yeah, I can start with the our 5 pillars. So as a team, we came together in one of our weekly meetings that we have not too long ago, and we kind of challenged ourselves to each come, back the next week for the next meeting with 5 pillars that we think present BlockOwls, so 5 main core values. And after we each did that and came together, we basically decided, for BlockOwls, our 5 main pillars that, can define us as a project, or, our values as a project would be inclusivity, quality, community-driven, story-based, and transparent. So anyone that's a part of our community, I think it is pretty apparent that we're very welcoming. Everyone is welcome in our community, very inclusive. We try, we want as many people as we can to be a part of our community. And it's tough right now, as we have a more limited supply than a lot of the other, 10K projects out there. So, and that's what's exciting for us, is we kind of transitioned from BlockOwls to Jabi-z. That should allow us to have a bigger supply of assets, and hopefully that'll allow us to even bring more and more people within our project. So, everyone's welcome here. So, and I think that's very apparent from when you enter the Gen chats. It's a very positive community, and I'm grateful for communities that we are garnishing. So it's incredible to see. Quality, I think, goes without saying. Like Kenneth said earlier, I mean, we all fell in love with BlockOwls just from the moment we saw them. So we're all driven by the quality, especially our creative team in particular, where their attention to detail and their work ethic is up there. So quality will always be in our DNA. Community driven, as you all know, we're very community focused. Everything that we do is based on the community. So your input, your participation, your involvement within our project is it's huge. We want that. We want feedback from you guys. We want people like Just Smart writing stories for us and continuing to add on to our lore. We want people like AP, who's super active on Twitter with the 100-day challenge that he challenged himself to do. It's things like that we are what our community is. We're as good and as strong as our community. So with that being said, we realize how important it is to listen to you guys and to involve you as much as possible, because you are the heart of our project. Story-based, so kind of tying in there with community, we want, this is a very story-based project. We have different chapters. There's trailers that we drop before each mint that we do. There's an overarching story that we have going on here. So I think, as we dive deeper into that and get more into our lore, and, we get more and more people kind of adding to our story, I think it'll just enrich in our story even more. It'll make it even, more in depth, more in detailed, more involved. So I'm excited as we continue to see where our story plays out, where it goes. And then for us as a project, transparency. So we always want to be transparent with you guys. That's why our biggest thing that we do say is we under promise and over deliver. And so we never want to nothing that we hide from the community, whether it's you may look bad on us. I know there's been a couple of times where we've even announced hey, we made a mistake, a community member caught this and we're going to make it right. Or we always want to be that way with you guys. I don't think it's beneficial ever in any space to hide anything from our community. So with that being said, we do have the mentality of under promising and over delivering. There are certain things that we have planned that maybe we aren't going to address just quite yet, but that's because we don't want to ever, say like, hey, we have this planned for community, and then maybe a month later it falls through because another person that was involved, it just didn't work out. So, but transparency for you guys, I can guarantee and assure you that we will always be transparent with you.
Great.
Those are our 5 pillars. I don't know if you guys want to add on to any of the goals or anything within the next 5-10 years.
No, I think that's pretty good. We also did for example, the debrief. It's kind of an example of how we reevaluate ourselves and put that out there, so you can kind of see where we're even thinking about our own performance, and we're happy to take any feedback so this project will be as good as it can be. And I think with future plans, I think we already touched on that. I don't think I have anything more to add there personally.
So, good.
Moving on. So our next question comes from Valentine.
Bonjour.
Valentine.
Bonjour.
Valentine. Valentine asks, are the Jabi-z really the bad guys, or are they just misunderstood?
Let's find out.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say yes and no.
Yeah.
There.
Oh.
Let's leave it there. I like that.
Yeah.
Got another one from AP. Are all the owls same age?
No.
No. I think that's unless all the owls on Adadadda
We're hatched at the same time?
Yeah, hatched at the same time. I would say.
And what came first?
We
the owl
solved
or the egg?
We solved the mystery. It was the egg.
Okay.
Let's agree that no is the answer. We wanted to leave the backstory to the community. So that's more fun. If we put a number on each owl, it would be. I think it's more. It makes more sense to put a gender on it, just to show that we have both genders, right? But the age.
Well, even unknown. We got unknown genders too.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Yep.
Pride is around the corner, so maybe we find them in there somewhere.
No. I understand the question though, because we have not made an old ass owl yet. So I understand the confusion.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. Okay, another from AP. He also asks, did all the sounds for the BlockOwls actually start with recordings from real owls? So what is Sander? How does he make them? How does he do the sound?
I believe he actually uses real owl sounds for everything as a base.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but he doesn't have an owl in his studio.
Oh no!
Let's make that clear. Yeah.
He bought an owl on Alibaba.
I think he bought some stock sounds, and not stock. I wouldn't call it stock sound, but sound effects packages with animal sounds, and then he modifies them with. Yeah, I can't talk much about it because I'm not a musician. So, but he tweaks them to sound very different from an owl. But yeah, I think it's cool that he used them. They use owl sounds as a base. It's cool. Oh.
Our next question is from Mick Pringles. How do you guys get the design contest owls done so quickly? They seem like a super quick turnaround, that's for sure. I think Kent touched on this question actually when it was asked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this one we kind of won. Well, Kent is extremely overworked, but we also planned this one well, though. So we were done pretty much all the other owls when we started the design contest, in order to focus on that.
Yeah. And I have to admit that I did some testing before I actually started with the owls, just to make sure that I went the right path to solve it, because it was pretty effect heavy. So yeah, so I needed to do some testing. So because of that testing, it was kind of a flying start into the design process. So that was before the contest was ended, just in case it was one of the 5. And of course, like I said, 16 hours a day is a minimum. So yeah, looking forward to this drop and getting a week away from the computer.
Yeah, for sure. Brett McFlurry asked, what's the inspiration behind the Jabi-z? Why did you name them Jabi-z?
Yeah, I suppose I have to answer this one.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, it's so hard because I don't have a great answer for it. It will disappoint you. But anyway, I was trying to find a medium badass name with a bit of silliness and some cuteness as well. So I don't know how I found that name, but I was playing around with different short names because I like short names. The same with the BlockOwls, the Glitchy BlockOwls. I really like to keep them short. So yeah, and the Jabi-z came after I created quite a few owls for the season 1. And then I started using this line, what is it called in English? You know, the line between
The dash?
dash.
Yeah.
Is it the dash? Okay. Yeah.
It is
Anyway,
the dash.
I started to use that for some of the glitchy block owls. So yeah, I found it pretty cool. So I wanted to use it for the Jabi-z's as well.
Mine is hyphen.
What?
Hyphen. It is hyphen.
Hyphen.
Hyphen, yeah.
Mm.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
but that was the boring answer. I
Where,
don't have.
where did you see the hyphen in BlockOwls?
No, in
The names.
Jabi-z.
No, I know, but you said something about there was a hyphen in something with BlockOwls. You wanted to use it with Jabi-z.
Yeah, I use it for let's see, maybe I'm wrong. BlockOwls.io.
Now it's a search for the hyphen.
Yeah. Let's see.
Where's the hyphen?
Yeah.
There's
my
quick sidetrack here. To all our viewers, we will find the hyphen.
I used it for Voodoo. I used it for UniC, UniD, and I used it for Whaley.
Oh,
My favorite.
Yeah.
That's Ken's favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
That's where it's from. Yeah.
I gotcha. So the hyphen.
Hyphen. Then I learned something new today.
Let's move on to a new question. These are more of the fun questions that everyone seemed to ask us, kind of not as serious. Starting with AP. When Sander enters a room, does theme music play? I would assume yes. Probably some 80s synths he created, but I'm not sure.
I'm actually the only one who's met Sander of us in real life.
Yeah.
So does he have theme music?
But yeah, he is beatboxing. So when he enters the room, he's making beatbox sounds. No,
That's
it's not.
awesome. I love that.
But in my head, there's always sound around him, music. Yeah. But he's crazy, a great artist. So we really appreciate his
magician.
work.
Also from AP, does Shaman have a visible aura? You guys will have to tell me.
Yeah, I think so.
It depends on.
Yeah, I'll go with yes.
Only for
And,
the light
and a little halo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Green Tea, she asked, will you kindly give me another whitelist role? Probably another whitelist spot. I wish we had more to give out, but we officially are no more.
I was just gonna say, I don't want
Will you always love my presence? He asked.
Yes.
We
Of course.
Of course.
Yes, of course. Will you consider me president of Adadadda? I actually thought this was a kind of cool question in the sense of maybe we do like start like a group of owls as a parliament. What if we started a parliament?
Yeah, good idea. Sounds
Cool.
We
fun.
could have like, I don't know, we could great. It's a great question. I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe like community votes for each other to, I don't even know. Something to look into though.
Yeah, and then it could change from month to month.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Different people voted in.
Yeah.
And then she says, I think you're all geniuses. I think our creative team is incredible. So I agree.
Yeah, thanks.
Kind of a fun, I actually really enjoyed this question. Would you rather eat chocolate that tastes like poo or eat poo that tastes like chocolate? I'll lead off. I'll start off with this one real quick because for me, it'd be a texture thing. I'd rather eat chocolate that tastes like poo, but I don't think I could the other way around.
Yeah, no, give me the poo that tastes like chocolate. I love chocolate. I'm from Belgium, so and texture. Every poo has a different texture, so I'll just find a good texture.
That's what they say.
You can swallow the whole though.
Yeah, it's one of the.
Eat a lot of fiber and eat that fucking poo.
That sounds good.
Man, what a question.
Do you know if there is a way I can have my animated block owl live as a background on my phone? I think that's actually a great question to address. I don't think.
Giphy.
My understanding, I don't think. Yeah, maybe Giphy, maybe an app that can do it. I almost feel like you can't do it on an iPhone, but maybe on an Android you can. I have an iPhone. I don't know. I can't attest to that.
But
if anyone finds out, please let me know because I got Android and I would love that.
Yeah,
Me
Yeah,
too.
that'd be sweet.
Yeah. Actually, Håvard, he sent me a DM the other day, so he was talking about this, and I think he said that Giphy was the solution, or could be the solution.
We'll keep you guys posted if we have a solution. I think a lot of people like that.
Yeah, me too.
Next question: if you could have one food for the rest of your life, every day, which would you choose?
Barbecue.
Barbecue? I would choose tacos.
I'd go for the poo that tastes like chocolate.
Nah.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
bacon and eggs.
Oh yes, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
yeah.
Actually, I would say bread with different stuff on, like sandwiches.
But that's not the same food. Then you have different stuff on it.
Yeah, you're cheating.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But so if I say barbecue, I can't eat sausages and meat and
No,
pork.
you would just have to eat ribs the whole time.
Ribs. Oh, spare ribs then. That's my favorite.
I'm all hungry for sure. Haven't had anything yet. Jerubin asks, who's the most playful and serious in the whole team?
I think Olimarius is the most serious, no?
By far.
Actually, I think Ole Marius could win both those titles because he's the craziest one when it comes to ideas. He's very playful. He's very playful. He surprises me. So he has a great sense of humor, and he's very serious as well. He takes his job very seriously. So I would put him in both those first places.
Yeah.
I
can agree.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this question for a little bit, probably more long than I'd be willing to admit, because I kind of had fun with it. But I could see everyone being in both categories, just depending on what's going on. For example, I was like, most playful could easily be Phil after a couple drinks. Most serious could also be Phil if he's trying to go to bed and we got a meeting going on. Just depends. It just depends.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you guys anything else for that one, or do you want to move on to the next question?
Let's keep going.
I think this feeds into our next question very well. Who has the highest alcohol tolerance on the whole team?
No, this one.
I don't know where he is.
It depends where. I assume that you're pointing at me.
I'm not sure if you have the highest tolerance though.
He's definitely drinking most.
Because I'm probably also the heaviest, so I should have the highest.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll find out in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Find out in Vegas.
That's true. Let's find out.
Little leak.
Guys, and then our last question from Jerubin. Who would get super emotional when watching an emotional movie?
Go out on a limb here and say Tyler?
I would hide it.
That's gotta be me.
Yeah.
Well, you are the most empathetic guy.
A good cry feels great.
Yeah. Yeah. But you are by far the nicest one of us and the most empathetic one. So I would say. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Thanks.
Yeah, the rest of us are just assholes.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that wraps up all the questions that we were submitted from our community. So to our community, thank you all for your participation. Thank you for your questions. And this wraps up our first of hopefully many more AMA sessions that we will do with you guys. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I gotta run.
Bye.
Cut.